Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks. I'm here to bring you your weekly market update. But before we get started, if you like this content, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. You know all the things that people ask you to do. It is going to help us develop the community further. We are at about 150 current people that are subscribed, but about 90% of you are not. So it doesn't cost you a thing. It helps support the channel. We are not at the stage of monetization, so we're not even making any money off of this, but it does get our reach out there, which is important for people that want to be part of the giveaways or, you know, see the content, that sort of thing. We do try to provide a service to all the people out there, so hit that subscribe button if you like our content. Anyways, let's get to the topic of the day here. Today we're going to go into it, and as you can see from a quick glimpse at the spreadsheet, it is pretty quiet. So I won't spend too much time on just these price updates. We will look at some patterns, and then we'll talk about a couple of other things that are on my mind related to the recent announcements and what's going on. So first and foremost, the two things that are worth noting, well, let's look at the pattern first. We had that major dip 2 weeks ago, which I said keep an eye on, and I marked it as gold because I was a little worried that it was a bit of a false dip, something that people may take too seriously. So the market in general cooled off. Then it came back, as it does. The rubber band effect, as Rudy likes to call it, kind of reverting to the mean, which is what we saw. And then this week, it pretty much did nothing. It's at flat, which is a good sign. Granted, there's a few down dips, nothing too crazy, right? And then a couple that actually heated up, and we'll talk about that in a second. But essentially sitting flat, not doing much, going a little lower, that's pretty standard from a dip, a recovery, and then kind of reverting to the mean sort of thing. As you recall, some of them recovered higher than their initial, for example here. So having it dip back down kind of puts it right back in the middle there, right? Between here and here. It's back in this normal price range, right? So this is very normal behavior. This is the sort of thing you should look for. These kind of days are typically good buys. That's why they're blue, even though they're down, where a lot of people would do like red. If it was down, I do blue if it's down, meaning it's cooling off. Red if it's up, meaning it's heating up. So as we do these week by week, this should give you a little indication. When you see a big blue band like this, it's probably market fear. And that is usually a dip that's worth buying if there's something you're looking for. So pretty cool that this worked out this well. And as you see, it comes back the next week, and then it will slowly dip back down. Like, don't be fooled. These are not major moves that you're gonna make a lot of money on, but it is something that, hey, I'm waiting for this, you know, I want this one set, this one sealed product, this whatever that I haven't gotten enough of or whatever. And if you wait for the blues, you'll have a slightly better than average deal. It's not huge. Again, I'm doing 5% swings, but that can add up over time. And if you're looking for something for long-term collection, you know, buying on these dips, shoving it on a shelf, and then forgetting about it until some very distant red band, not the next one, because this will almost inevitably happen every time, but some time, you know, a year from now, then you're talking real money. You hit it on the spike a year from now, and you're going to be, you know, in a pretty good position. That's what you do with all markets. This is how you make money off of volatility. This market is no exception. So the only ones I'm going to call out specifically is WTR. Unlimited cases are up 6.69%. Okay, Rudy, giggity. We got to give it to him. It's at 254 for a case of unlimited WTR. I have no idea other than it's just delayed reversion to the mean, maybe? Yeah, because this continued to dip. Yeah, it's just coming back to the mean. It's just delayed. And then the other one is ARK at up 5.66% or $24 at 424. Nothing special there. That's, I think, just natural supply running out. Because if you see, it's been flat, and a little bump. Again, 5.66% is nothing to get out of bed for, at least if you're used to the crypto world. It probably is if you're used to, index funds and stuff like that, though. So keep that in mind. Comparable assets, very important. Think about your whole portfolio and how it all fits together. We can talk a little bit about that in the future as we get further and more data, comparing it to things like putting your money into an index fund, comparing it to crypto, etc. I do all these things, and I do look at all these markets for fun in my spare time. So print run, I have a note down here, a comment from one of our viewers. Thank you very much. I do try to present accurate data as often and as much as possible. I do not want to mislead. I do not want to misconstrue things. And as I've always said, all these prices are TCG Player current market price, like buyable price at this hour. You can essentially buy it at this price. So it all needs to be taken with a grain of salt, because TCG Player is not the whole market. You can usually get some better deal. Well, let me put this more accurately. Sometimes you can get better deals on eBay and Discords. Sometimes those are way worse and harder. I've seen it with cold foils. I've seen it with a lot of different things, where essentially eBay's like almost twice as much as what you can get on TCG Player. And I don't understand that. I guess there's some people that just focus on eBay, and so they're willing, like they saw the price creep up, they're in the hype mode for whatever reason, and they buy it at those prices. But I've seen it. I've seen sales go. They're much higher than what you get on TCG Player. I guess the only difference is on eBay, you do get pictures of the actual card, so maybe people are eyeballing in and saying maybe that's a 995 just from the pictures, whereas TCG Player, oftentimes there's no pictures, so you're getting whatever you get, right? It's more for the playable card style. Like if you're trying to get a high-end cold foil, maybe eBay is just a better situation, and because you can see the quality, then you're willing to pay the premium. I don't know. But either way, last time I said, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I misspoke about ARK and WTR. The first print run was the same for both ARK and WTR. And I had said something like ARK had more or something. I don't recall exactly. Go back to the last video if you really want to know, but I did screw up because when they pointed it out, I listened, and they were 100% right. It was a mistake on my part, and so I'm correcting that for the record for everyone that listens to this. The print runs on first ARK and first WTR were the same, so worth noting. A couple of things that I want to warn you about. Pre-sales. They're happening. They happen every cycle, there seems to be a lot of chatter about this History Pack Volume 1. Unfortunately, I guess people don't really understand the market very well, or don't read all the details, or whatever. Whatever the reason is, there's misconceptions about this particular product. If you read all the materials, you listen to the interviews, which I do take the time to do, and I understand that not everyone has the time for it, but I'm here to help report and aggregate this information and data for you. This is going to be a limited first wave, and the reason why is because they want to focus it towards LGSs that have new players that need to get in and are new LGSs to Fab, right? And they said this. James White explicitly said this either in the 2.0 announcement or his Team Covenant interview. One of the many things he's done for the press recently around that mentions this product. And so that's important to know. The second thing that's important to know, he is not making this collectible. There is no reason, zero reason to pay over MSRP. Yes, it's going to be a limited first run, but it explicitly says in the product information, it's a first wave. This will be, and I don't know if this is a correct term, a somewhat print-to-demand product going forward. The idea is that it will help people later, like a year from now, that cannot get WTR and ARK Unlimited. Well, and I guess Cruise Unlimited as well, right? You can get those. They're very affordable right now. This product is not getting you anything special. The packs have commons in them, so you're still gambling when you buy a pack or a box of this. There's no guarantee you're going to get like 7 legendaries in one box. That's not happening. Based on what we know, I believe it's 1 per box. It's like the same thing. It might be more than 1 per box. I don't know that exact number. But point being, you're not getting any advantage through this other than there's more packs in a box. So there's no reason to pay higher prices. You're going to have a white border, more commonly available in the market, legendaries. So the legendaries will be worth less, even though in the beginning there won't be as many of them, right? So people will be like, oh, there's no supply. This product is made to be available. It's going to be, and it's white border specifically so that they can basically print it to the moon as many times as they want. So, and this has been said specifically in the product information and by James White. So do not pay over MSRP for this. Frankly, I think this will go down to map very quickly. I don't know exactly when. It may take a year for it to get there. So that's the quickness of, you know, what I mean when I say quickly. But it is just not worth, you know, spending twice as much on the product as it's worth to get it in a pre-sale. And we've seen this with every set. Pre-sales are hype, and then they dump almost immediately after. This product is not giving you anything new. These cards are available. Go to TCG Player and buy the singles. You'll still probably end up with a better deal than buying this box. If you really need these commons, this is the product for you. If you're brand spanking new, but I still would wait for the price to come down. Like, what's the difference of a few weeks? It's coming out, I think, next week, right? And after that, the prices will drop as these hit the market. The singles that these produce will drop drastically as they hit the market. So you're going to get these cheaper versions of the legendaries on the market, and you can just buy the single. So just buy singles. You know, as the professor always says, buy singles. That's your best way to bang for buck, get what you need. These boxes are not it. These are not a speculative product. It has been explicitly said this is not a speculative product. I will not be reporting on this because it's not a speculative product. And there'll almost certainly be tons and tons and tons available going forward. So yes, the first wave will be limited. Yes, it will be hard to get on release day. There's no reason to get this product on release day, period. Just wanted to say that. And then in the same vein, in warning, pre-orders are now up for Uprising. I'm super hyped for the set, by the way. I have my Team Covenant subscription, so I will not be pre-ordering anything. I did with Everfest because I did not have that subscription at the time. So I will just use my Team Covenant subscription. I'm not going to pre-order at all. And I recommend no one else does either, because these prices will come down, as we've seen with Tales of Aria, Everfest, you know, all the rest, everything but Monarch, basically. So expect the normal curve, you know, the card release curve. And we talked about that a little last week. The Everfest curve, how it went up, and then it comes down, and then it slowly goes up. That check mark sort of structure is what you should see from every set going forward, with, you know, minor exceptions. And if you play the game with that expectation, you can maximize your return by not buying the hype, not pre-sale buying. Now, granted, the one time there's a good and reasonable exception to do otherwise, I would still probably buy singles, but this is one reason, is if you're going to a tournament like Pro Tour, right? And you need the cards in here. Uprising won't be available for Pro Tour, but just as an example, say it came out right before Pro Tour and you need the cards, like, I get that. Okay, yes, you buy it. You want to have your decks ready to go. And there was some of that with Everfest because of ProQuest, right? So there is some reasonable reasons for it, but generally speaking, buying singles will get you there faster. Some delivery dates did have issues with ProQuest, I recall, because the boxes were delayed, so the cards were delayed. So some people actually did struggle to get certain cards. But usually if you jump in a Discord, look for a trade, look for a buy, you can probably make it happen. You do need to talk to the person selling it to make sure they you know, get it to you as fast as possible. But typically you'll figure it out. All right, enough of that. On to the charts. So the charts are not much changed because, as we saw, there wasn't much going on, right? Pretty flat this week. So I'll just flip through them real quick. This is all ARC, or this is all unlimited. There's your boxes and cases. Pretty flat, pretty flat. And Monarch, pretty flat. And then Tales of Aria, Ellie, as it's supposedly known. We're still seeing this channel hold up, right? And it's tightening. There's a band sort of starting here. So until we see it pop over 292, I wouldn't expect the uptrend. And this is on cases, right? And then the thing to watch down here is how low it goes when it does these downticks. This is a good sign, this fact that this downtick, now again, these are kind of like snapshots in time, so they're not perfect data, but these downticks that don't come all the way back down to the bottom of the band, that's a good sign. Now let's see what next week is, because it could drop off a cliff and then end up there. Maybe just taking 2 weeks, right? And then go back up. But watching these kind of zigzags, these volatilities, will give us an idea of kind of the average. You can kind of see like a line going straight through here, and that is a general uptrend, right, between the points. So not a bad situation to be in for Tales of Aria cases. Obviously, we're still very low, very affordable for those cases. And then same, oh, this is unlimited. I was like, why is this not working? I thought I broke it. There's no Everfest Unlimited yet. I will be adding Uprising. I started to track the case prices. I'll probably do it next week just to get an eye on the pre-sale prices. So we'll get to watch the giant pump and then the dump and the curve, right? We'll have nice data to show exactly what I've talked about before. Boxes the same. No arbitrage opportunity for Tales of Aria, so wouldn't worry about that. All right, first edition. Well, there's my little curve I was talking about. Let's start WTR, flat as all get out. Interestingly, the box price stayed elevated. Now, this is a little bit deceptive. This is a little bit deceptive because this price isn't what's available on both Facebook and Discord. You can get it for around this price, maybe even lower. So while TCG is remaining high and there is volume here, it's not a lot. It's not much to think too seriously about, right? So this is not fully representative of the data of the market. It is just representative of the market that I have been tracking, and I want to stay consistent with my data source, right? WTR ARC, we got our little spikes that again are back down to normal, so probably just noise and BS in the market, not really worth worrying about. And your arbitrage opportunities are nowhere close, probably won't be for a while. 1850 does actually look right. I have seen sales around that range, maybe even 1790, I think I saw one. I'm not sure. Moving on to crew. Messy down slope. Let's see if this continues up or where it goes. Both of these did a little leg up, so we might end up getting another spike bump thing like this. Not huge numbers here, guys, so it's, yeah, maybe you can make money if you buy the dip and sell the top because it's a variance of about 20%. Yeah, it's up to you if that's something you like to do. It's decent enough numbers that your shipping for a box of crew would be covered. I just don't know that you're going to make a huge amount of profit on it. But it's, you know, it's one of those things worth keeping an eye on as we go. No arbitrage opportunity, slow uptick, nothing special. Like I said, everything's pretty quiet this week, so not really anything too exciting to report. Monarch dropped off a cliff at 4% down. Oh no. You got to be careful with the relative heights here, because though it looks like it's a lot, 4% is not a lot. So, yep, that is cheaper. If you need Monarch cases for first edition, go for it. I don't think anyone does. That's probably why they're cheaper. It does appear we have an arbitrage opportunity. Buy the case, cut it in 4, and sell the boxes at 166 because these prices are holding up. And you'll note, again, take this kind of middle between the points lines, and we have like a nice upward average here. So maybe this case drop is worth, you know, jumping on just to crack them open and sell the individual boxes. That might actually be a reasonable play. We're talking about, yeah, almost, no, it's like a $10 difference. No, don't do that. You'll pay more in shipping than you will. Don't do that. That was a bad idea. No arbitrage here. Yep, again, here's your volatility, uptick, and stability. Let's see if it stays stable, though. I imagine it could downtick again, and then we'll see how it goes over time. But we are generally trending the right direction. And then Everfest, here's what I was talking about. Here's your hype peak. Again, the data doesn't go back far enough, but and then it drips down. And then we did get a crash at here, which, you know, I think we'll see many of these where it's like, oh, market is flooded, need to make inventory space for the next, you know, product. Dump, you know, shops dump. There seems to always be some sort of dump period for the shops. That's your prime time, but it doesn't always happen with every set. So if you rely on that, you're taking a gamble. You may miss out, you know. I think Kamigawa was a good example. I don't think it ever did that. Its dip was like that, and then it just kind of went like this. So, yeah. So keep that in mind. I don't think Everfest will be Kamigawa. I'll put it that way. It had its dip. I think it can have further volatility down, especially going forward as the new cards are desired over these older cards, and there's plenty of supply, so nothing special there, but overall should trend up over the next couple of years. Boxes, same sort of thing with more volatility because, you know, I need a box for this card, I need that, whatever. Generally flat though. All right, so that is it for the market update. I do want to say that there's some very interesting stuff and data regarding what's going on with Uprising. I think it is really interesting to look at the layout of the cards within the pool, and that the speculation that there's going to be some other talented hero is unfounded and does not make sense if you lay out the index numbers of what we have. We have a Draconic Illusionist card up in the very beginning. We have a Draconic Illusionist card at number 86, and then we have a Elemental Wizard at 102. There is not space for another Elemental, because Wizard is at the end of the alphabet of Elemental, so there will not be another Ice hero unless it's literally just Ice hero. That is possible. I doubt it, but it's possible. And then the two Drakai, I'm assuming they'll both be Drakai, are splitting the approximate 102 card pool at the top from, you know, card 1 all the way to card 102, which is Icelander. So about 50 cards each with a shared Drakai section is, or Draconic, sorry, I keep calling it Drakai. So that is my speculation based on the index layout. It has been wrong before, like I've been wrong before about this based on this information. So take it with a grain of salt. LSS can do things weird. Sometimes they can do their alphabetic structure oddly. If you look at the historic products, I've definitely done that. It doesn't always make sense to me how they did it. It has an order, but it's not the order I would have chosen. So all of my speculation is purely speculation. I just am saying I doubt that there's another talented hero. It doesn't seem like there's room in the set based on what we already have revealed. Could be wrong. Could be a special. Could be like a Shiana cold foil that can never be drafted, right? That sort of thing would be possible. But regardless, that's where I'm at with it right now. Obviously, Brute was wrong, so expect Ninja, Wizard, and Illusionist. Oh, I did want to talk on one topic there. Be careful on speculation, especially around the Illusionist boots. While I'm glad that the prices spiked because I own some, I don't know that this is really going to be the boots for her. One, it's probably going to get reprinted. It wouldn't be in this upcoming Historic Pack because the Historic Pack only covers to crew, so it would be the next Historic Pack 2, Volume 2, I guess. So it will get reprinted eventually, though. And 2, the upcoming Illusionists may have their own boots, right? Some sort of fiery boot, which wouldn't be too surprising considering that. That said, if you're building an Illusionist deck, you're probably going to have some Phantasm cards in there because some of the cards that are generic Illusionists do have Phantasm, do look good, and those boots will be good with it. I'm very excited about that Illusionist deck, although I think I'll stick with Icelander for the set. We'll see. I'll definitely be drafting this, so I cannot wait to draft this. So anyways, that's it for the market update. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, hit that subscribe button. I really would like to get those numbers up, and I appreciate you guys listening. And if I made any mistakes, as I said before, I want to be accurate, so please leave a comment, let me know, and I will point it out in the following video and call out a thank you to you. So I really appreciate that kind of feedback. I do want to maintain accuracy of data as I do this. All right, that's it for now. I hope you guys have a good one out there cracking packs and playing games. I know I am. I'm having a lot of fun still. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.